Yeah.
Got where I see who's here and who's not here. And so I mentioned, if you have your Bible, turn to the book of Judges. The book of Judges. That's right after Joshua. And my watch is quick. That's bad news. You know, I might want to give me a battery for that watch, particularly when I'm preaching. I can't last that long without a tire. I got Jackson up here doing he'll help me. All right. Judges chapter number 2. Judges chapter number 2. Miss Jan's not feeling good today. She's down in her back, so y'all pray for her. All right, I want to deal with something today, and I'll just read one verse, and when you get home later on and want to study this, you read chapter 1, chapter 2, and chapter 3, and you'll see where I'm going to get everything I got. So you haven't got time to read it now, because I'll be on point 5 and you'll be on the introduction.
Bless him, Lord.
We'll start reading. You know, I used to have, every once in a while I've had somebody in my church that, I ain't going to call them names not around here, but I've had them just to keep their head down and read the Bible. Now, it was either one or two times. They didn't like what I was preaching, or they're just trying to read everything to see what I was preaching was right or not. So I don't, you know, it's all right to look down a little bit, but as my dad always taught me, he said, when you meet somebody, shake their hand, look them in the eye.
Yeah,
He said, you can tell a lot by that. If somebody's shaking your hand and they looking off and, you know, they got this thing, you get worried about them. I went by that rule, and he's pretty right. I've done that. All right, verse number 10 is the verse that I'm going to read. And you pray for me for just a little bit.
Bless him, Lord.
Verse number 10, Judges chapter 2. And also all that generation were gathered under their fathers. All right, now I want you to get that. All that generation. Now remember, a generation died out and didn't enter in except for Joshua and Caleb. Everybody else died out. So we're going to deal with the word generation today. Alright? And then he said, and there arose another generation after them. Alright, you got that? Now look, what it says about this generation after that one. The Bible said, which knew not the Lord. A whole generation that knew not the Lord. Does that sound familiar?
Yeah, amen.
Ain't we there?
Yes, sir, amen.
You know, you hear all this stuff and you never hear anything that says, well, we don't need to do that because the Bible says it's wrong.
That's right. Come on, preach it.
In other words, you count it as a negative preacher.
Yeah.
Well, I believe you ought to tell folks what they're doing right. I believe you ought to preach to folks what they're doing wrong.
Amen.
What was wrong back then is still wrong today.
Sure is.
I'm going to take this right here and I'm going to show you
Preach
what they did wrong. You can learn from what they did.
Amen. You can.
Now we know about that, and he said, nor yet the works which he had done for Israel. Now all the things that he had done for Israel, all those works and miracles and signs, how he fed them with manna, how they got water out of the rock, how they come to the Red Sea parted, all those works that he had done, they knew not about it. So my question is, why did they know Why didn't they know anything about God?
Yeah.
The Bible said they knew not the Lord. Now maybe somebody here today, you don't know the Lord. There's a lot of people today in this generation that don't know God.
Amen.
They don't know nothing about God. In fact, we got a large portion of our generation. They say they know God, but they don't act like
That's right.
it.
Amen.
They profess that they know God,
Yeah.
but they know nothing about Him. Now, if you know God, you gonna know something about Him.
Yeah.
So this whole generation was around them and around Joshua and the great leader that he was. And the Bible said this next generation knew not the Lord. Now let's talk about the word generation. First of all, the word generation actually denotes an origin or a lineage or a birth.
Yeah.
So now, one thing I've always tried to do, and I've learned something out of preparing for this message.
Yeah, come on.
A generation is not necessarily a number of years. Remember,
that's
I
right.
told you one time people try to find out whether a generation is 40 years or 60 years or 100 years. If you could figure that out, you might could get close to when the second coming is. But remember in Matthew 24, and I'll get this over there, Jesus talked about all the signs of the revelation. In other words, not the rapture, but the revelation. And He gave all those signs. And then He said, this generation shall not pass away till they see the coming of the Son of Man. So there's a generation that'll see the second coming. A generation that will see the rapture of the church. A lot of folks will see it, but they don't know what it is. It'll come on CNN. I can just see it now. Well, all them fanatics is God. All them old TV preachers that said this was going to happen, they just a dark hole, that hole up there in the north, by the way that's in the Bible. There's a hole in the north that I can just see them now. Old Wolf Blitzer. He said all that bunch of folks that's giving us problems, they got sucked up in that hole, and now they're gone, and we can get on with the work. Amen. That's a generation. Jesus said that generation is not going to pass away. So there's a lineage of people. There's an origin of folks that see the coming of the Lord. In fact, in that chapter, they'll see Him. Every eye see Him, and they'll see Him when He comes out on that white horse. When the heaven opens up and He comes back, every eye see Him, and every knee will bow. Every tongue shall confess that He is who He says He is. The Bible said this generation knew not the Lord.
Amen. That's right. Come on.
Now I'm going to show you some signs of this generation.
Amen.
Then when you go home and you read that, I'm not going to read every verse. I'll never get on. But you can read all these verses right here in 2 and 3, and you can read what I preached about today. All right, now, the Bible said, righteousness exalteth a nation, but sin is a reproach to any people. Would you not agree we're there? Either Israel was a righteous nation or they was unrighteous. And we're in the same shape. We're living in an untoward and an evil generation. When you turn your news on, every time you flip by, somebody else has been shot, somebody else has died of the evil that's going around. And that was a sign of Noah's day. Jesus said, as in the days of Noah, so shall it be in the coming of the Messiah. And the next man He used, He said, just like Noah's day, and then just like in Lot's day. Amen? And we know what that was. Now, they try to say that's not it, but it's sodomites. Amen? It's Sodom and Gomorrah. And nowhere in the Bible has God changed His mind about homosexuality. I read that this week. I went over just to make sure I was right. He made a man and then he took a man
That's
and made a
right.
woman.
Amen.
If he'd have wanted to be the other way around,
Come
he'd
on.
have made two men or two women.
That's right. Amen.
The Bible says it, and that settles it.
Amen.
And I don't want to hear no more about it.
Amen. That's
What
right.
did God do in that day? He rained fire and brimstone
That's right.
down
That's right.
on those Sodomites.
Yeah.
They even tried to get the angels of God to come out and have a relationship with
That's right.
them.
Sure did.
They didn't know the Lord either, amen.
That's right.
But this generation, now look, here's what they said. Joshua dies and they don't have a leader. Alright? Joshua has fought all their battles.
Yeah.
So they begin to do like they've always done.
That's right.
Moan and groan and beg.
Yes. Amen.
They had to be Baptists.
Yes. Amen.
No doubt.
Come on, preach it.
Because they can find more to moan and groan and beg about than any, that's the only religion I know, amen? And I is one, amen?
Yeah.
And sometimes I'll get to murmuring and growling and
come on.
complaining. Sometimes I'll wonder why folks don't come to church.
That's right.
The devil gets saying, well, you ain't got too many, and there ain't too many here today, and you know we can't get folks to come. You invite them, they won't come.
That's right.
That's the sign of the last day.
That's right. Sure
That's a
is.
sign that but they don't have nothing to do with it. But when something bad happens, the first thing they do is call for the church.
Amen. That's
The
right.
first thing they do when they have a shooting in a schoolhouse, only time they want preachers around,
Come on.
when they have a shooting and they want them to come and help them.
That's right.
Why don't you let them in? Amen. Why'd you throw them out the
That's
circle?
right. Amen.
Why'd you take God out of it?
That's right. Yeah.
Why'd you take the Bible out of
That's
it?
right.
Anytime you take God out, it's going to fall.
Amen.
It's going to keep happening
Yeah. Come on.
until Jesus comes.
Amen. Preach it.
You can write it down.
That's right. Sure can.
Now, he said that generation after Joshua knew not the Lord. Now, how do we know that they knew? Now, here's the dividing line. This will show you who does and who don't.
Yeah.
Amen.
Come on, preach it.
Who does and who don't.
Preach it. Amen.
I've had folks say, well, I know the Lord,
Yeah. Come on.
That's right.
but they wouldn't know fruit to prove that
Amen.
they
Come
know the
on. That's
Lord.
right.
That's right.
Now, they should have knew the Lord, but somebody didn't tell them evidently,
That's right.
because they didn't know nothing about it. Why would a generation go by and not tell them nothing about
That's
the Lord?
right. Amen.
Well, let's see what they did. First of all, they did evil. It's in there. Second thing, they forsook God.
That's right.
What about us today?
Yeah.
You know, I got real agitated with our last president.
Yeah. Amen.
Now, I want you to listen to me.
Amen.
I'm not racist. I'm not saying this because he's black.
That's right.
I'd said it if it'd been anybody.
That's right. Come on. Tell it like it is.
Not no Democrat, not no Republican. I ain't neither one of those.
Amen.
I ain't no independent.
Preach it.
I'm a Christian.
Yeah.
They asked me at the poll. I get to witness to the poll workers. They said, what are you? I said, a Christian.
Yeah.
They said, how you go vote? I said, as a Christian should.
That's right.
I'm going to find somebody that believes what I believe. That's how I'm going to vote.
Amen.
I ain't voting for none of these folks that don't believe like I believe.
That's right.
You say, well, there ain't many of them left. You right there, so
That's
I don't
right.
vote for neither one of
That's
them.
right. Amen.
Huh?
That's right.
Obama said on TV that we are no longer a Christian
He
nation.
sure did.
Sure do.
And I got mad.
Yeah. Amen.
It upset me. Till I got to thinking about it.
Yeah.
That's probably the only thing he's been right about in 8 years. But he is right.
Yeah.
The Christianity is not in the majority.
That's right.
We were founded a Christian nation,
Yes,
and we
amen.
were started because of religious persecution.
Amen.
That's the reason we're here.
Amen.
But we are no longer, and we can look at ourselves. Look at them.
Yes, amen.
They're evil. They forsook
That's right.
God. They
Amen.
forgot about God. And hadn't we done the same
Yes,
thing?
amen.
Get a witness right there. Amen.
right.
That's
Yeah.
where we're at.
Yes, sir.
We're not a Christian nation.
That's right.
Look at the news. Look at the books. Look at the newspaper. You know what they do? They make fun of people that are Christians.
Amen. Sure do.
They don't make fun of religious people.
Yeah.
They make fun of Christianity.
That's right.
Now you say we're Baptists, we're Christians first.
That's right.
If you just a Baptist and been baptized, you ain't gonna make it. Amen.
right.
That ain't how you get there.
Amen. Amen.
When you stand there, he's not gonna ask you
That's
what
right.
denomination you are.
Amen.
He's got to see the blood, and he'll let you know.
Amen. Preach it.
Or he'll say, "Depart
That's
from
right.
me, I never knew you."
Amen. That's true.
They knew not the Lord. It's
That's right.
dangerous of not knowing the Lord.
Sure is.
You die not knowing the Lord, and in hell you'll live.
That's right.
That's right.
Now that's plain. Grandma always saying plain talk's easy understood.
Yeah. Amen.
Ain't no need of beating around
That's
the
right.
bush.
Amen.
Amen.
Now these other preachers may beat around the bush,
Yeah.
and they'll say, "Well, just as long as you're sincere, you'll make it."
No,
No.
no.
There is a way that seemeth right unto
That's right.
man, but the end there, other ways there. I'm going to go slow today where I can get all this in. Amen?
Preach
it.
It seems right. They're sincere.
That's right. Come on.
Hell is full of sincere people.
Amen.
They didn't intend on dying without God.
Amen.
I've had folks say, "Well, I'll get right one day." My dad used to say that all the time. He said, "Not today." I said, "You know what the biggest weapon the devil uses? Not today.
That's right.
Wait till tomorrow."
Amen.
Ain't I right?
That's right.
Before you got saved, that's what he
That's
said.
right.
That's what he
Amen.
said to me. He said, "Don't do that today.
Yeah.
Just wait till tomorrow."
Yeah.
Just wait till tomorrow. And folks have waited and waited, and now they found out, but it's too late.
Amen.
That rich man begged for a
Right.
drop of water,
Sure
but
did.
he's in hell.
Amen.
Bless him.
And he cried out for it. He said, "There ain't nothing I can do. There's a gulf fixed." Amen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
Preach.
can't go there, and they can't come
That's
in.
right.
Thank God for that.
Amen.
Amen.
They forsook God.
Sure did.
They were evil.
Yeah.
Yes.
This is the most evil time that I've ever seen.
Amen. Amen.
Instead of talking, I'm going to
Come
get
on.
some of y'all now.
Come on, preach it.
This electronic generation that I'm
Yeah.
talking about.
Yeah.
All they do is walk around and look at the phone.
That's it. Amen.
You look on the news, see them walking on the
Yeah.
sidewalk. What if it snowed and there's a big old icicle up there, and you was walking around in New York looking at that phone?
Yeah.
By the way, one fell off. I killed a man the other day. Evidently he's looking at his phone, wasn't looking up. Me and you that are saved, the Bible says for us to look up, don't it?
Yeah. What did he say?
But my dad-in-law always said, if you go around looking up instead of looking down, if you look down, you'll find some money. He always found money. But I still look up.
That's right.
You know, I'm looking up.
Amen.
And when I was in a plane flying, I was looking out. I was already up. That'd been something if I'd seen him, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
I've
Amen.
been hard, I told you so.
Yeah.
There he is.
There he is.
Huh?
Bless him, Lord.
Amen.
Now let's look at this bunch. They followed after their own pleasure.
Sure did.
They knew the laws. They knew the commandments.
Yeah.
They knew what they're supposed to do.
Sure did.
They had seen it, but yet they followed their own pleasure.
Amen.
We're living in that day.
That's right. Yeah.
That's today.
Men being
Amen.
lovers
Yeah.
of pleasures more than lovers of God.
That's right.
We're in the most
Yeah.
pleasured days that I've ever seen.
Amen.
You know what folks will say? Well, Sunday's my day.
Yeah, that's right.
You
Where's
take
that?
the Bible and show me where it's your day.
I've heard that.
Huh?
Come on.
You prove it to me.
Yeah. Come on.
You show me where a day belongs to you.
That's right.
Mine says, this is a day that the Lord has made.
Amen.
And every day is His.
That's
He
right.
just set Sunday aside so we could worship and rest.
That's right.
He didn't do it for Him to rest. He ain't never been tired.
Amen. Yes.
Amen. He's God.
Yeah.
That's right.
He never slumbers or never sleeps. He never misses anything.
That's right. Amen.
Knows the hair on your head.
Yeah.
And you don't even know that.
That's right. Amen to that.
So now you got to fill up there to see if it's still there.
That's right. That's a fact.
If He sees a sparrow fall,
Yeah.
and He knows what you need before you even ask Him.
That's right. Amen to that.
Huh?
What you say?
Sure does.
He already knows it.
Yeah.
He knows what you need. He didn't say He's going to give everything you want.
That's right.
I wish these TV preachers, I turn them off. I get sick of them.
Yeah.
They say you become a Christian, God wants everybody to be rich. That ain't in the Bible.
That's sure ain't.
Hey, bless him all.
Jesus wasn't rich.
That's right.
That's right.
He was rich, but he became poor.
Amen.
So a poor man couldn't say, you don't know how it is to be poor.
That's right.
He does.
Yes, amen.
Most of you here live in a house. He didn't even have one
That's
thing.
right. Amen to that.
Y'all own land, a bunch of you.
Yeah.
He didn't own that.
That's right.
Preach it.
He became poor.
Sure did.
Now let's look. They followed out their own pleasure. All right, now this is what happened to them. They got sold back in slavery. They were going to Canaan. And they had the enemies to fight.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
They had to drive the enemies out whose land they were taking.
Yeah.
Now you say, well, I don't think that's right. Well, I tell you what, you take that up with God.
Yes, amen.
God made a covenant with Abraham.
Yeah.
Said, now I'm going to lead, and Moses, and he said, I'm going to lead you out, and y'all go to the promised land, and I'm going to give it to you.
Yeah.
He said, you walk, and everywhere the sole of your foot hits, that's going to be y'all.
That's right. Sure did.
But you going to have to do something.
Yeah.
You're going to have to fight and drive them out of your land.
That's right.